Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to calibrate the SX, the OmniScan SX. We're going to use a PAX block, 2 inches thick. Now, before we get started, I am no way, shape, form associated with Evident. I am just a technician that noticed that there's nothing on the web about modern NDE. Everything's old school, outdated, foreign, overseas. So for America, yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to update some stuff on YouTube and see how y'all like it. But like I said, I am in no way, shape, form associated with Evident or anybody else. I'm just a technician, just a dude that noticed some stuff needs to be updated. So today we're going to walk you through calibration. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so check it out. We're going to use a 5L16 probe with an SA10 N55S wedge. We're going to calibrate the distance of the wedge to the angles, 45, 70. So we're going to calibrate wedge delay, and then we're going to calibrate sensitivity. Sensitivity is going to put our marker at how far in front, how far down. So we're going to set up that way it grids it out for us. So before we get started, unloosen these screws in the back, and you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. So loosen them up, put some coupling in it, and make sure it's clean. Put some coupling in it, but don't tighten it up too much. If you tighten it up too much, they'll crack. It's real brittle at some points. So if you tighten them up and really bad down on them, you'll break the wedge and crack it. And then it'll get all kind of funky signals. So go ahead and recouple your wedge. Tighten it up. Remember, the 1 goes to the back, 16 goes to the front. And we're going to go right here. You're going to hit File, New, and start from scratch. Wipe everything clean. All right, so from New, we're going to go to the wizard. We're going to set everything up. We're going to go to Probe Part. You're going to go to set your thickness at 2 inches. And that's because your PAX block or your NavShip block, whatever you're using, you set it. If you have a NavShip block, you're going to set it to 4, 6, whatever a NavShip block is. With this PAX block, we're going to set it at 2 inches because that's 2 inches thick, as you can see, and it's only 1 inch wide. Some people like to lay it down. I stand it up. It's all what you learned and or how you want to learn. But I stand mine up, and we're going to do the 500 hole, which is right here. So let's get to the unit. We're going to set our thickness at 2 inches. We're going to leave it on plate. We're not going to do a weld right now. We're going to go to setup. Okay, down here you're going to see phase array. You're going to see your wedge, your probe, I'm sorry. Your probe's going to be right here, 5L16 A10. The machine's going to automatically read the probe. So right here where you see wedge, click on it, and we're going to look for SA10 N55S for 5L16. SA10 N55S for 5L16 right here. So you hit select, go to next. We're going to do a sectorial scan, shear wave with 16 elements. Our first element's going to be 1. Our first minimum angle. Our minimum angle we're going to set at 45. Our max angle we're going to set at 70. And you can go a little bit low and a little bit further, but that's for later on. These angle steps right here, we're going to go angle steps. We're going to set these at 0.5. And I like setting them at 0.5 instead of 1 because it gives you a little bit more forgiveness when you're measuring indications and stuff like that. We're going to leave the focus step at 1.9 for now. And we're going to go to generate. It'll come up and you'll see angles 45 to 70 on your probe, as you can see. So on the calibration side, we're going to go to ultrasonic and we're going to do wedge delay first. So we're going to go to wedge delay. Our first depth is going to be at 1/2 inch. Right here, you set that depth at the 1/2 inch hole. You leave the tolerance and you leave this on depth because it has thickness and radius. We're not calibrating off of radius right now. We're just doing depth. So we're going to go max angle 70. We're going to start this at 200. We're going to leave the width. Let's put the width at 5. Just so we have a little bit more room where you can see what we're doing. For the threshold, we're gonna put the threshold down to 10. Okay, and I'll tell you why. I put my gate at 10. I put my gate at 10 because I don't like adding any gain when I'm calibrating. I want the machine to be at the lowest gain it brings up, which is 20. And I don't want the machine to add or take away any kind of gain. I want to leave that till when I do my TCG, everything falls in and I don't have a whole bunch of gain in there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go clear envelope. You're going to scan over your half-inch hole. You're going to scan over the half-inch hole right here. It should be marked on your PAX block or it should be marked on your nav share block. If you don't have a half-inch hole, which you should have a 2.5 and at least a half-inch, then it goes up to 7.5, stuff like that. Try to do it everything on your half-inch hole when you first starting. Okay, so you see right here, you see how this line's moving. So I need to go through angles 45 to 70. This line right here has to go through all of these down here. If not, you're going to hit calibrate and it's going to tell you this. So if you don't go through all your angles, you're not going to be able to do it. So nice and slow, you're going to go through your angles. That's 45. We're going to go back up to a 65. Go pass it up. We're going to go all the way to 70. All right. And then we're going to hit calibrate because we done went through all our angles. So you can see your gate changed a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay all those angles down right in between those two dotted lines. All right. And you're good. You hit accept. All right, so now we're going to do sensitivity. So sensitivity is going to put your half-inch hole at a half-inch. It's going to put your distance between the front of your transducer and your half-inch hole. It's gonna grid everything out for you, where everything falls in place. So if you see a half-inch hole, you're not calibrating it saying, hey, the half-inch hole is 2 inches away when it's only a half-inch in front of your transducer. So we're going to go to wedge delay at the bottom. Wedge delay at the bottom right here, you're going to see sensitivity. So you're going to go start. All right, guys. So once you get to this menu, you're going to leave the amplitude at 80%. You're going to go your angles. You're going to leave it at 70%. At angle 70. I'm sorry. So you're going to leave your gates the same. Threshold's 10. You're not going to add any gain in it. And we're going to clear our envelope. All right. So you clear your envelope and you walk through your angles. And you're going to see a nice little curve. It's going to peak out. Then it's going to start to plateau. When you get to your lower angles. And walk through your angles. You got to get that bottom line all the way through your angles. And you hit calibrate. All right, so we had our gains at 25.1. I'm sorry. There we go. Our gains at 25.1. Now we're going to walk it through all of these angles. Keeping it in that red line. We're a little bit out on that one. But we're going to go all the way through. We're out on another one. All right. We're going to calibrate one more time. And it's going to take some gain out. Now you walk through all your angles. And they're all going to be within that red dotted line. And we're going to walk right through the 45 and hit accept. Now, after you do this, you're going to measure this 1/2 inch hole that you've been scanning. You're going to take your scale, 10th scale, and you're going to come over here. Before we do a TCG or anything, you're going to come over here to see what you're looking like. Now, right here, up here where you see options, go to options and turn on your grid and your legs. Now, what this is going to do is this line right here is 2 inches. That's what your cow block is. This peak right here signifies a 1/2 inch. There's your hole right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to peak this out to the 80%. Once we peak this out to this 80% mark right here, we're going to take a measurement and see how deep it is. And then we're going to take another measurement, the PA, and we're going to measure in front of our transducer and see where it falls. So let's peak this out. You look at your percentage at the top. Slide at 82, which we're okay with right now because you never set a TCG or nothing. So we're going to peak that out to 80%. I just had it 83. All right, we had 82.2 peaked out. Now we had a 1/2 inch is our hole. Now we're going to look at our PA. You look at your PA and your PA says 640. So you're going to come down and you're going to measure in front of your transducer and see if 640 is hitting that hole, which we are at 640. So we measured everything, 640 down and a 1/2 inch down. So that's it. You calibrated wedge delay and sensitivity. You're ready to move on to the next step. Y'all take care.